Hey everyone, we're gonna go over today our one and only trade today, because we have a bank holiday tomorrow. So if we use all our funds today, we're not gonna be able to trade tomorrow, and I don't want to miss move tomorrow. I'd rather save some funds for tomorrow morning. Uh, so this is what I traded. You can see on my screen here. I did miss the other stock for the morning, which is you'll see right here, GLTO. So Charles Schwab boys, we got kind of got fucked over. We couldn't trade that, and I'm still, I have a CMEG account right now. I haven't funded it yet, but I want to give it some time. I want to know when is the PD2 rule supposed to be posted, or when it's supposed to be officialized, like when it's supposed to be implemented. If it's going to be really quick, like earlier in 2026, then I'll give it a chance. I'll give Charles Schwab more of a time, to see how they do with the PD2 rule being changed to $2,000. But if it's postponed to like later 2026, or if it's we're still not hearing anything by maybe first quarter ends on March 2026, then I'm gonna make the switch to go over to CMEG. I have to just dump funds pretty much, and I have the funds. I can dump it straight into CMEG and start trading, but I want to wait and see where the PD2 roll will go. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking the hit, not being able to trade stocks like GLTO. I saw that very early, and of course, I couldn't trade it. So a little frustrating, but it's fine. There were other stuff we were able to trade today, like VERO. So we'll look over here on the screen on my right, or my right. You guys, it's not going to change. But with VERO, let me see what the news was. Sorry, I'm clicking back and forth. Okay, so they received 510K form, or wait, I don't know. I don't even know what it says. They received 510 for the Venus Nova. So I guess it's like the first clearance for the product. So their new research and develop strategy. So it's a biotech stock, or healthcare to be exact. Where did I enter? I entered my first entry at 432. So we'll go over. This is how I have my alignment now. 10 seconds at the bottom, 5 minute on the top, and then 1 minute. I think this is okay. I mean, I don't mind this. I was able to read things perfectly fine. So I take my first trade right 4:32 in the morning. So I wait for this first pullback. I notice it pulls back. It's actually light in volume. Since I missed GLTO, I noticed this coming up around 4:30. I noticed it was light, and then it began to squeeze up. So passes high right here. So I was like, okay, it looks like we're gonna go somewhere. So I wait for a first pullback. I get in at 268. So top of this, basically right here. I get in this candle 268, pulls back even further yeah, pulls back another candle, and then wait for another candle to make a new high right here in this candle. I get in at 267. I noticed that this was going to be a quick pullback. It's on level 2. There's a lot more volume on the bid, and it starts squeezing up, and I get out at 282. So really, the average fill for this was about almost 15 cents, and I made $29 off it. And that's in $29 that I will take. I'm not gonna throw away that $29. I'm gonna be grateful. I wanted to add more, but like I said, bank holiday, couldn't add. And that was my only trade for today. I mean, I was looking at the 1 minute, and I just I did miss out on the squeeze up to 3. I did think about jumping in for another squeeze all the way up to over $3. It did flash around 350. So I definitely could have held my profits a little bit longer, but seeing how GLT already had the momentum, I didn't think that this would carry on the same momentum. I feel like people would have kept on trading it at 430 and still kept the trend strong. So I didn't want to get greedy and just throw it, not hold my profits for too long. And I want to be able to build a base cushion. First day of the week, got to build the cushion. And I shouldn't be taking risky trades first day of the week like I did last week, where I took 400 shares and I think just dumped down. And I shouldn't have done that because I had no cushion on the day, so that was really bad of me. So GLTO, I noticed it's coming up. Ah, it's a pain when you can't get in, and a lot of people were commenting on Ross's discussion post because they all also were feeling that FOMO. So let's see right here. Yep, this is where I was seeing this initial move. So I'll make the screen a little bit bigger right here. So I know it's a little choppy at first. I planned to get in around here, 951. I thought that we would start squeezing up, thinking that would bounce up at the VWAP. It did flush down a little bit, but not too much. Actually, no, this did have pretty big swings. I mean, you can see this. If you got in at 960, next candle flushes down to $9. You're already stopping out. So with these kind of moves, these waves, it's going to be pretty volatile. And then from there, 2 candles later, 3 candles later, it's squeezing up like crazy. I'm like, holy shit, this is going up. And then I'm watching this whole thing going. And as I was watching Ross's previous streams, this guy's holding more than like a minute when he's scalping. When he's scalping for his trades, he's holding more than a minute with his winners, and then scalping out of his trades, adding back in, adding back out. Now it's possible for someone with a margin account, with someone with a cash account. I don't think it's viable. I mean, I would, as much as I would like to try that strategy, I don't think that would be the best risk to reward for me personally. I think the best reward to risk ratio is jumping in, getting out, and just building that cushion. That's the only way I see possible. And yeah, this also would have been a bad entry too because it didn't make a new high of day. I know it's you got a few of you guys have mentioned to comment or have commented saying that you have to wait for this squeeze past the new high of day before it's better to get in and a little bit higher, buy higher and sell higher is what Ross always says. It's better to get in a little bit higher and really confirm that this is going to be a really good move. Because even if I got in, say I jumped in on the stock, if I could have traded it 1050, this still made over $1 move. Would have been over $100. So I'm being a little bit too risky with my entries still. Same thing on um, VERO. I mean, I didn't wait for the new high. I got in on the pullback, and that pullback likely could have been an easy flush. I mean, it already did make a new high of day on the 10 second from what I was seeing, so I think that was still a justifiable move to take since it did squeeze up past this high, but I mean, it was still on lighter volume. Well, the selling was lighter comparison to this buy candle, and then from there it kept on going forward and kept taking off. So yeah, $29. I'll take it. Just got to build the cushion. November, December. It's just getting back to up to our new high of day. We really got wrecked. October. October should have been the month for recovery. I got wrecked September too at the end. And it's one of those things, yeah, I was able to recover previously before, but that's because we were in a hotter market. In a hotter market, it's easy to recover, but we got into a cold market and that fucked me over because I couldn't recover the way I was normally recovering in the summer. So that's also a lesson to be learned that I have to be careful not to be so risky. And I'm still learning and I'm still doing good. I think within this past month and a half, I think my decision making has gotten better and my entries could use a little bit of work. And the use of multi time frames instead of the 10 second, 1 minute, I'm still having the 5 minute, but still, it's not bad to have the 5 minute up for the most part and really focusing on the 1 minute. It's just hard to also, I guess, hold when it's that fear. It's like you don't want to hold too long because then you're gonna end up regretting it. And I think that's just coming out of the cold market. As it gets hotter and hotter, I might want to hold a little bit longer, holding the winners longer. And that's another thing I have to condition. I've gotten used to, well, I hope so. I've gotten used to cutting my losses
An
quicker because I'm
ROL
only jumping in, getting
Rollins
out. I'm not
launch
holding
of
for a scalping
secondary
strategy.
public
That's not my strategy right now. It's just jumping in on the
offering of
momentum,
common
getting in,
stock.
getting out,
That's an
and hoping more than
ROL.
$20 and then scaling from there once I build enough cushion and have more funds in my account, obviously, because my profits got eaten away last month, pretty much. So it doesn't feel good, but
An
I don't care. I'm gonna keep going. I'm
FSI
gonna keep doing
to
this. PD2 rule is gonna
FSI
change. If
offer to
PD2
acquire an
rule doesn't
agricultural
change, I'm gonna go up to
company.
CMEG as a broker that Ross uses, and then I have it set up. I can install the DAS Trader Pro, but once I get that set up and send money to the account, I think that's when they would start charging me because it is a monthly subscription. I
At
think of 130 a
PROF,
month. I'm not sure. It could be
Tulsa
more, but
Medical
it is pretty
regains
costly. So that's
exclusive
another thing
distribution
too.
rights
And
for Tulsa
I
PRO.
don't really want
That's
to
on
use margin, but
PROF.
if I'm not going to profit with the margin or without margin to pay off those costs, then
Members, want to thank everyone for
I don't
joining
know.
us.
the
today on the trade
that's the
exchange
only thing that's kind
swap.
of
Want to
given
wish
me a
everyone a
bit
wonderful
of
evening.
discomfort
We'll see you all
with
first thing
using
tomorrow on the
CMEG
pre-market prep.
because
Thank you.
paying monthly and for the fees. And someone did mention that it's like paying gas. You that's how you got to look at the fee, and that's a really good analogy. So I'm glad he mentioned that, and that really that really got to me. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. I can't complain if I want to go somewhere. If I want to go to a better location, which is a better spot, consistent profits, and not be restricted to my trading, then I got to pay the gas fee. And I'm not. I'm still the. Now it's like 60-40, but it's the idea of the using margin that kind of not. I guess gives me a little fear because I don't have that much to work with, and I can't be going like 6x margin because I know that's what they give you 6-1, but maybe a 2-1 margin. I think that would be better risk to reward ratio than using 6 full on. Let me know what you guys think. Just because it is going to be costly with the charges. If I'm not profiting the way I should be, then my profits are going to be getting eaten up. It's going to be hard to scale up. Let me know what you guys think, how I should approach that margin if I'm going on CMEG. Keeping the limit at 2x or 3x, whatever you guys let me know what is the best strategy because let's be honest, I mean, it's really not going to scale up if my profits are being eaten from the fees and if I have to pay that every month too. Yeah, but this is my trade for today. This is my yap for today. Tomorrow morning, yeah. Oh, sorry about the live too. I woke up. I think I mentioned this. I don't think I did. I woke up at 4 immediately at 4 and I got everything loaded up as fast as I could. Thankfully, everything was loading pretty quickly with my new computer, but sorry about the live. I woke up at 4. I was like, there's not enough time to get everything set up. I don't want to get distracted and miss a move. And I couldn't even get into the move I wanted to in the first place, but I just kept watching that and I was like, well, it's too late now, I feel. So sorry about the live. I wanted to, but I only have my alarm set up for 4 a.m. My alarm was only set up for 4 a.m. I have 3 alarms, 3:55 and 3:50 and 3:46 if I'm streaming because I like to give myself a little bit more time if I'm going to be streaming live. And I only set my one alarm, which was weird, but it is what it is. And yeah, I'm always going to wake up at 4. If I don't have the alarm, I'm going to go back to sleep or I won't wake up at all. All right, take care, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's hopefully we get some good trades in, and take care. Peace.